Hey, what's up, YouTube? Brian with Renegade Trucking here. So just gonna go over my first day at Suncoast Trucking Academy. Pretty straightforward day. First, I got to share something for when you're out there on the road and you get a load down here in Florida. Here's what you get to deal with on the way home. I'm heading down 70 Interstate 75 and I see a huge slowdown on the northbound side. I was going southbound, and I see a huge slowdown on the northbound side, and two Florida State troopers there. And as I get up there, I couldn't see a wreck or anything. I was trying to figure out what's going on. They got a some old person in a mobility scooter going the wrong way, right in the center median, going down Interstate 75 in their little mobility scooter. They got them pulled over and dealing with that. So keep your head on a swivel when you're in Florida, all right? But yeah. So first day. First of all, I still didn't even. They had called me last week, and the trucking academy, the enrollment guy, and he's like, "Hey, are you set up with everything from the state for like the grant? Do we need to sign off on anything else?" And I'm like, "Hey, last thing I knew, everything's good to go." They said so. Yeah, I'm ready to go. As far as I know, they're not supposed to get in contact with me until my first day, until after I start. So they're like, "All right, well, we'll get out once we get everything handled. We'll get you your enrollment or your all the information for everything that you'll need to start." Um, we'll send that out in an email, so be on the lookout for that. Because last week was Thanksgiving and they were closed Thursday and Friday, so they're like, if we don't have the stuff by Wednesday, it's not going to get processed. So I was like, all right. So I never heard anything back from them, and I was like, well, screw this. I'm just going to show up and we'll figure it out from there. So I showed up and no one said anything, so I might get kicked out tomorrow or something. But I don't know. I mean, I was in there all day, and only thing was they were like surprised that there was 5 people in the class, but no one asked any questions or anything. So I was there, so I'm assuming I'm good to go because as far as I knew on everything, I was supposed to start today, so that's what I did. So either way, so there that is. But yeah, so it starts off. You do like a little orientation, and we had the lady who's the placement coordinator. Just kind of walked us through what the training's going to be, our schedules on everything. So it's with all the holidays coming up and everything, it's 4 weeks. They give you the date that you start testing, and then I guess there's like if you fail either the pre-trip, the backing, or the road test, you have to wait another 2 business days um, to do your skills test to pass it again. This school gives you, as far as I know, you get one retest for free, which hopefully I don't need to use, but we'll see. And so they give you that, and then they also tell you what date to be safe, what date to tell your recruiter with whatever your company you're going with, what date you can start orientation. So they give you all those dates. So for me, I should be done testing by January 7th at the latest, and start testing on December 28th. But then, with New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, all that kind of stuff, it'll be pushing off until I should be completely passed by January 7th at the latest. So that's all good. I mean, I'm gonna pass on the 28th. So famous last words, I guess. But that's the goal. So. So there's that, and then they just kind of go over what to expect out of training. And it's real cool. Everyone's like no BS there, and everybody so far that I've talked to has been in the trucking industry as a driver. So that's pretty cool, I think, at least. But yeah, there's no BS. They're like, hey, this training is to pass the test, and you're gonna get your real training out there on the road, which when with whatever company you go with. And that's pretty much everything that I saw online anyway. So it's cool that they're not like like, oh yeah, everything you need to know is going to be in here. It's like, no, this is to get you your license, and then you learn all the real stuff when you start driving. So that's cool. Um, and yeah, like I said, everyone's been super friendly, super helpful, really cool. Um, so yeah, so you start off with that. Oh, and FYI also, you get drug tested on your first day. So and they also, they let you know beforehand. They're like, if you think there might be an issue, let us know, and you know, come back when you're ready, when you can pass it, and because otherwise, there's like a 1 year hold or whatever, I guess, until you can go someplace. So just FYI. Now we didn't end up doing ours today. It got pushed until tomorrow for some reason, but anyways, so if that's going to be an issue for you, just make sure you have that squared away beforehand. And they also go over like in the orientation, she was going over. She's the policing coordinator, so you want to have a one-on-one with her before you finish training, ideally right in, sometime in the beginning, so you can go over what your goals are and what kind of situation you're looking for, and she'll help you get hooked up with a company that's going to fit that, fit what you're looking for, what you want to do. So, yeah, and the class size is small. I guess it's usually only 4 people, so all the one-on-one you would need, you can easily get. Um, and yeah, so they go over like what questions to ask the recruiters, what how to fill out a job app, all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that you need to know, like if you're unemployed, you gotta have to list that. No gaps, all the stuff that you need to know. So they hold your hand through everything. It's pretty cool there, so far. So definitely an A+ for me so far. So after that, then you do kind of like some watch a video, and then you do like practice tests just to kind of get used to the whole process. And you're there with your classroom instructor. And basically, the way that it works is you go through, or at least how it's worked so far today, is you'll go through, you watch a video, that's like 20 years old or whatever, but all the information's still relevant. And some of the later videos that we watched later in the day were pretty new. So, but yeah, typical first day on the job type videos. So you watch the video, and you can take notes and everything, and then you take a test, which includes the book for that specific part. It's all multiple choice stuff, and you get to use your notes, get to use the book. So don't be afraid of any of this stuff. You have to have 80% average for everything. So like everything all added together has to come out to 80% or higher. And if anything's failing, you can I guess you can retake the stuff or whatever. But just pay attention to the videos, write down notes for important stuff, and you have the book right there, anyways. So they do that. Oh, they also handed out like books that you'll need, for your career, like the FMCSA regulations, hazmat placards, all that kind of stuff. You get that, and so yeah. Also had to bring driver's license, CDL, learner's permit, and my DOT physical card. So just make sure you have that on hand. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, so then basically we just did first section, ended up being, we did the orientation. Then you do just it was going over the CSA, which is, you'll have a CSA score as a driver, and then different carriers have their own CSA scores as well. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Goes over drug and alcohol testing policies based on the regulations. And then we did defensive driving and driving techniques, just teaching you. It reminded me a lot of the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, if you've ever gone through that, where they teach you, what you should be doing, how you should be driving around other traffic. And then there's the videos that are either open answer questions, like how to work through that situation. There will be like a problem that you need to spot, and then how should you handle it, or to be multiple choice, like, well, what should you do in this situation. So very similar to the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. And then the last video and test of the day was the vehicle inspection, which goes over your pre-trip inspection, on the road inspection, and then your post-trip inspection. So yeah, it was like very thorough video. Then you do the test, and then after we were done with that, that was the last thing for the day. We got our pre-trip inspection packet, which walks you through everything you got to memorize for your pre-trip inspection, which is part of your it's the first part of your skills test. And so homework tonight is to do section A, which is the engine compartment. Got to memorize all that stuff, and then we're going over that like first thing in the morning. I guess today is kind of like day 0, and then tomorrow's like day 1, where we really start with the stuff. So not sure if I'm gonna try to do a video every single day, but I'm still working and everything as well. So like I gotta go work. Basically right after I'm done with this video. So so some days I'm just not gonna have time to do it. So but at least every week I'll do like a weekly summary or whatever. But if I miss a day or two or whatever, I'll just combine those days in a video. But yeah, it was really cool so far. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I finally got the pre-trip information. And I'm hoping nothing comes up, like everything's good to go with my grant and all that stuff. So I'm assuming it is. I'm sure they would have pulled me out if it wasn't. But anyways, yeah, everything's really cool, and I'll keep this all updated. Have tips and everything else I need to do. Anything I can help other people with, and just overall review. But so far everything's great. School's really cool. And so you watch the video, and then you take your test, and then afterwards the instructor first, before you take the test, he asks if you have any questions. If there are, then you can talk about it. Then you take the test, and then you review as a class. Everyone reviews the answers of the test after he grades it for you, and then goes over any questions that are going to come up again, like on your final and stuff. He reviews those specifically, and just goes over it, and then also gives, like I said, everyone's been a driver. At least everyone that I've talked to so far has been a driver in the past. So he gives some real world examples as well of how that stuff actually applies in the real world. So really cool. Everyone's been cool. It's if you're looking at getting into trucking, I highly recommend you just jump into it. So I can't wait. Another month, everything's gonna be awesome. I'll be on my way to whatever company I end up going with, and really looking forward to it. So I'll keep the videos coming, and thanks for watching.